around now, I say something just for all three of those things. But this business is like
yeah. Yeah, I know Tom's got on Mondays.
It's 5:30, we'll call the meeting to order with the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for February and March. Next is the treasurer's report.
I make a motion to accept the treasurer's report for February and March as presented.
Second. Yes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. At this time, I'm going to skip public time. I'm going to introduce our state rep, Bill Green. He has a presentation he'd like to do for the regarding the airport. Bill?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and Township Board. In February 2026, John here was awarded on our behalf, on your behalf, the 2025 General Aviation Airport of the Year Award for the Michigan Department of Transportation. And so that's a pretty big deal for the township, pretty big deal for all the work that's gone into this over the last several years. So we have a certificate of appreciation. Let it be known that is with deep appreciation for their hard work, commitment, and dedication that we proudly congratulate DuPont Lapeer Airport on being named the recipient of the Michigan Department of Transportation's 2025 General Aviation Airport of the Year Award, an honor reflecting decades of exemplary service, visionary leadership, and unwavering commitment to excellence in aviation. And it talks a little bit about it there, but it says a special tribute, and it's signed by myself, Senator Kevin Daly, Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist, and Governor Gretchen Whitmer. So congratulations, Board, Supervisor, and Mr. Manager, Director, all things above. Thank you. I don't know who wants to fight over this one.
He's got to go in the lobby.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. We'll stick around for a couple minutes, and then we have really important things to do like grocery shopping.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.
Thanks, Phil.
Next on the agenda is public time.
Leslie Getz, resident of Mayfield Township. I'm asking that you consider making the meeting agenda more user-friendly for Mayfield residents to be able to follow the business of the board. For instance, on the agenda for today's meeting, could you please write out what BCA is? Some of us don't know. Please list the board appointments that are being made and the road projects that are being considered. What ordinance will be amended? If this is the ordinance to allow drag racing facilities as a special use in the C2 zoning district, I would like the board to consider adding language which would address the sound level allowed. It would really add to the level of transparency and trust residents have for our township government if more information were provided on the agenda. Secondly, what I really had planned to bring up today was the township website. I've asked about this a number of times over numerous years. I've noticed that a lot of information has been removed from the website. It would be helpful to put more information out there for those that cannot stop by the office during business hours like I can. And I have a list that I'll give you, but including township email addresses for township officials, the holiday closure schedule, meeting agendas and board packets, board appointments. And I understand that the websites are going to need to be ADA compliant. I'm assuming you're working on that. Again, it would be really helpful to add to the level of transparency and trust the residents have if more information were provided to us. And I'm suggesting, since Representative Green is here, maybe he would be available to give you guidance regarding transparency and the following of both Michigan and federal laws. I know he's really good about communicating with his constituents and getting us information and holding meeting hours and whatnot. Thank you.
Who do we have next? Reed Fulton here.
Good evening, my name is Reed Fulton. I'm here regarding a $250 fire billing invoice labeled citizen complaint. I dispute that charge. I asked the township to identify the ordinance section that applies to me, the fee authority showing that I own it, and the authority to place it on the tax roll. That was not provided. The township has shown that a fee exists. It has not shown that why I am the person legally responsible for that fee. Ordinance 201 is provided me appears to only apply to a person who sets a fire, a person who makes a false alarm, or the owner of property the township attempts to protect on a fire run. I do not fall into any of these categories. The township's own incident report describes this event as a non-emergent investigation. It lists officer fire call, priority, non-emergent, and action taken, investigated, with no working fire and no suppression activity. This looks like an investigation of a complaint, not firefighting or a classic emergency run. If the township believes I'm liable anyways, I'm asking it to identify the exact ordinance language that makes the reporting citizen responsible for this charge. If the township cannot do this, then the invoice should be withdrawn. Thank you.
I'll go next, Karen Brasheko. So I found it really interesting that the airport got an award, but there's no airport board here. We've had very little transparency about the finances of the airport, including members of the public asking questions that have not been answered. I'm trying to talk here and there are folks interrupting, and that's just really not appreciated. I noticed remodeling going on at the airport, and I've never heard that come up in a meeting or has that been accounted for in the budget, that type of thing. I heard that 3 people from the township went to the ceremony, perhaps. I don't know, it'd be great. Or, the conference where you guys got this award, it'd be great to hear more about that, who went, any costs, that type of thing. Mr. Frisch is not here again. We've been bringing this up for a while, and you as a board, you as trustees, have a duty to this township that if he's not going to show up, he's not doing his job. You have a duty under the law. This is many, many meetings now that he has missed, and he has not been here to give an accounting of the finances. I need to definitely to point out Engelman's behavior at the February meeting, the February board meeting here. It was just beyond the pale to get into this disgusting, immature spat with a member of the audience, insulting, from what I heard, follow that person out, have very threatening demeanor and language to other members of the public. And this was covered in the media, was it not? I hope you saw hashtag Lapeer's coverage of this. That is the best that our township supervisor can do, apparently. So I have a FOIA out for meeting packets. I didn't receive one for February. I got part of a packet from today, but then I got an email from Jamie saying, but you guys don't really do packets here. How do you not do packets? Everywhere does meeting packets. How do you guys get your information? This makes no sense at all. And I shouldn't have to keep asking for it when I have a FOIA. So the MTA meeting in February, Julie was there. Where were the rest of you? Where were the rest of you? That was the big road commission meeting where you got all kinds of information. You got major road problems here. You think you'd all want to be there getting that information, but you weren't. And apparently at that meeting, Julie is secretary there, I believe, and they were directing her to email about stuff she can't email in the township here to township residents, but she can email for MTA, so that's very interesting. So it'd be great to get some answers. Oh, also the public hearing that was held about the drag strip stuff was so poorly run. I have been to many contentious township hearings. The lawyer did not do his job. Jamie did a very poor job. That was very poor behavior by an awful lot of people. You guys should be doing a whole lot better than that.
Anybody else? No other public time?
Yeah, I have a complaint that mirrors that gentleman's complaint there. Back in June of last year, my car went off in the ditch. Okay? All of a sudden, I'm just inundated by ambulances and fire trucks. I mean, this was in less than 5 minutes. And I'll say that I don't know who this telephone caller was, but that's what you guys told me at the time. Somebody just decided to call, said there's life-threatening emergency, but nobody made any prior investigations to see if that was factual. No medical attention was needed, no fire was needed, and no police were needed. I paid for the tow to get out of the ditch myself, and no property was damaged at the time. Now, I've been billed for this for originally $2,500, and then they decided they're going to reduce to $1,500, but all I got was an arm from the officer. He pulled me out of the vehicle. I'm sorry, if we want to set up a meeting with the fire department, we can do so, but I don't believe I've violated anything. And no ordinance number, no, well, there's an incident number, but that's it. And I'd just like to talk to the fire department, see what they say, if you don't mind. If you could set up a meeting, I'd appreciate it.
Hi, Powers, Mayfield Township. So I just want to make it clear that I'm free to state my public opinions about any one of you at any time to anybody. And if you don't like it, the door's right there, you can resign. So instead of trying to change the narrative, we doubled down on our arrogance and sense of entitlement and wanted to try to put me in my place. So I don't really appreciate that. Maybe try to change your narrative with the public. It'd be much appreciated.
Anybody else? Okay, if we don't have anybody else, we will move on to full business. Next is the ordinance amendment. The ordinance to amend section 201 of Article 2 and 1102 of Article permit drag racing facilities as a use permitted after special approval in the C2 zoning district. You got it, yes. What's that? So basically what this does allows for drag racing in the C2 zone with a minimum of 50 acres in size, limits it to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day. Maximum hours shall be 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Friday, Saturday, and 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Sunday and holidays. Automobile testing for vehicle manufacturers is allowed on weekdays 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And lighting throughout the complex, adequate parking areas, public assembly be designed and positioned so that manner direct glare spillover into adjoining properties is not apparent. Common property lines. During non-operating nighttime hours, street lighting shall be turned on Accessory activities like car shows, snowmobile racing, similar functions are allowed on weekends during the permitted hours. Special events like fireworks displays are permitted on 4th of July or abutting dates. Accessory buildings and use as customary and incidental, the above is permitted. That's basically in a nutshell.
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation from the planning commission to approve the ordinance amendment as presented.
Roll call.
Cheryl,
No.
Schlaud, yes. Engelman,
Yes.
Frisch, absent. And Maasch.
Yes.
That motion's passed. Okay, next is a BSA. Julie, you spoke with them regarding the software. That stuff you have now, not going to be supported any longer, so.
As of right now, the programs that we have for our payroll, accounts payable, general ledger, and cash receiving, that company is going out of business at the end of the year. We were one of 2 customers in Lapeer. The other customer already switched over to BSNA. So they gave us a quote to switch over. There will be an annual maintenance fee, but the way it was explained to me, that won't start until next fiscal year. They did give us a discount because we're already customers with our assessing and tax program. So right now, we have 2 different entities, and by switching over to BSNA, we would have everything, assessing, tax, payroll, general ledger, and we would have so kind of makes it more user-friendly. They are going to make everybody go to the cloud. Right now, the programs that we have are on the network, and right now the county is switching over to the cloud anyway. There would be an additional price for that later on. So after talking to the guy, it just seems more responsible to do it all at once and pay for it once, not pay for it twice. So there'll be training, and the price right now, like I said, it was more. They did give us a $5,000 discount. It would be $69,465 for all of those programs to be added and to get on what they call the cloud. And they would come do the training, correct?
Not really a choice now.
Not really, because we have to go somewhere anyways, because like I said, fund balance is going out of business.
Have you seen them buy it at all?
No, they tried to sell it to us years and years ago, and it was so much money that, and like I said, fund balance was workable, and I didn't see the need to switch over, but now we don't have a choice. And fund balance really is, after talking to one of their tech people, because they're still supporting it right now, they're really not focusing on Michigan too much, I don't think, because I think they think BSNA has a kind of stronghold over the, because everybody in Lapeer County has BSNA for their tax and assessing.
Do you know, like, with other townships that have used it, are using it, what their feedback is on it?
Everybody loves it that has it. I think the people who don't have it went for a lesser,
Less than once?
yeah, they went for a company that didn't charge as much. But I think most of them, to be honest with you, are going, and I can't think of the one that, I think Pond was the name of one of them. That they're so small, they can't keep up. So I think they're getting pushed out by the big guy. So. It's, Fund Balance has another company, but like I said, after I talked to the guy, our representative, not a lot of people are going in that direction because I think they feel like they've already got BSNA for their tax and for their assessing, and they have, I mean, ever since I worked here, it's been in those two. And we have been talking to them about taking payment through credit card. So they'll have that application.
And then there's this isn't like a lump sum, right? Well,
No,
there's
there's a payment schedule.
Okay, great. So it's not terrible like that.
Well, there's one payment this fiscal year, and then the other payments will be in next fiscal year, which, you know, but like I said, I asked him, and he said there is a, we call it a maintenance fee now, they call it something else, but there is that, but he told me that that wouldn't start happening until the next fiscal year after that. Because in the next fiscal year, we're going to be paying for it, so we should be getting the maintenance.
Push all this, everything under one umbrella.
Correct.
Does it require any hardware updates?
I would assume so, and we talked to, you know, like Mike's gonna have to be in contact with them, but, I don't think there's that much, because like I said, we're going to the cloud. He didn't explain the cloud to me, in detail, but he actually talked to the treasurer's office about that, but, it is my understanding that we will have to go to the cloud in the next few years, and like I said, the county is already going to the cloud, they're transitioning right now. So the cloud is the future.
So when would you expect to have this?
Like September, they would
started?
be starting.
And then how long of an implementation?
It's going to take a couple months, probably till the end of the year, to get them all in.
But not all,
Yep,
okay.
it's not gonna be like a 2-week thing. It's gonna take till the end of the year to get that. But they talked about starting it in September.
So then you'll be, expectation is to be fully functional 2 months after installation.
I would, yep, yep. Not really, I mean, we still have BSNA one way or another, so to me, it's, if you're gonna call for help on something, and they talk to each other, I mean, yeah. Yeah. Like assessing and taxes already talk to each other, and now, the other,
This is something that we
Programs.
already have for the other.
for the other two, correct. Yeah, we'll move them to the cloud. Yep. And I will say back in probably 2010, 2009 maybe, the treasurer's office looked into it at that time, and it was close to that amount then. So, and that's why I said no, because what we had was just working, so there was no sense in. I will say the maintenance fee is more than what we pay now, but,
Everything's gone up.
yeah.
It's the, for sure.
So I guess I'll make a motion to accept the BSNA upgrade and the addition of the other programs as presented.
I'll support.
We will, it's a lot of money, but
It'll make this township, I would hope, more efficient and more accurate. And
well, everybody's doing it on the same program.
And everything is all on one system, which is nice with ERP, is that you don't have this for that, this for that, it's all those modules on one spot.
Frisch is absent. Maasch,
Yes, everybody here.
Kile,
Yes.
Okay. Motion passed. Next is board appointees. There's 2 terms, for 3-year terms for the planning commission. I'd like to reappoint Dave Hughes and Jamie Crossan to those positions.
When do the terms expire?
3 years, 21.
But they were
April.
here.
Oh, this month? Okay.
It's a reappointment for them.
Motion on that?
Yep.
Make a motion to accept it, pass it.
I'll support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Next, we have some road projects. The first one is a project that the foreman contacted me and said there's a culvert area on 5 Lakes Road that the gravel is so thin that it's crushing the culvert. And they want to come in and build that back up so it doesn't destroy the culvert. It's a designated road of county, road of the township, and it's under jurisdiction of the Control Commission. Specific location and specific work to be performed as follows: furnish, haul, spread on level 250 tons of gravel on 5 Lakes Road just north of Daly over the large cross tube culvert. And the project number on that one.
So they're gonna fix the culvert?
Well, there's not a gravel on it, so the drive over is crushing, so you build the gravel a little bit over it, so it doesn't destroy the culvert that's there. And that was a cost of $4,500.
I'll make the motion.
Chris, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Next is our standard, one of them here, this annual dust control. The 3 applications, approximate cost per application, $4,500. Which is a total of $13,500. I think we only got 9 miles of road.
Yep.
Of gravel.
That's for how many there's how many applications?
3, up to 3.
Gotcha.
They do it accordingly to the,
Yeah. Yeah, as per the non-organized. Make a motion to accept that bid. So the total was 15.
Just need a motion.
I'll second.
Aye.
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 I'll see, I don't know. I'll check the numbers.
The next one is, there's no project here, number, but it's the 2 roadside mowings in township local roads, 1 spring double pass and 1 fall double pass at $8,250 per mow. And mowing by the Lapeer County Road Commission, not subcontractors. And that was total $16,500.
Motion to accept the bid.
Just need a motion.
Support.
say aye.
Aye.
Here. Next one is, brush acts of local township road as directed by the township. This again is to be done by the road commission at a cost of $5,000. Yeah, it's 10,000. Our cost to us using our allocations is 5,000. Just make the motion to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any other motion passed? Next, committee reports.
The biggest thing they were talking about was they're having a problem with the, building company for the, I think North Carolina. So we had a big meeting with all the top brass that came up, and the board asked them questions and what they're gonna do to fix the issues, and, so it was a lengthy conversation.
When I met with the fire chief on Thursday, and for about an hour and 45 minutes to start working on our fire contract, which will expire in July. It's a lot better working with him than past June by far. So look forward to more meetings with him. He's going to get me some documentation, some different things, and we'll sit down together. He gave me a proposed contract, which he knew I wasn't going to agree to that. So we'll meet again.
Hopefully it comes down.
We're not going. Okay. Next, payment of bills.
I make a motion to pay bills.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And 1 month.
Motion to adjourn.
Or
Say aye. Meeting adjourned. 6:02.
that's quite a better and.
Yeah. Out there and
One of my neighbors was in lumber, so there's like, it's like a massive lumber pile that sits on his neighbor's property. But the guy's like a retired chiropractor, so it's just an empty lot basically. But yeah, I mean, it's like a massive hazard that like kids play back in the woods and they build me for 40 years. Yeah, they come over into that, so I'll just file a report basically.